Hello, wisdom seekers and kindred souls. I want to talk about shadow work today, in particular, the reclamation of self and what it means when you can reclaim who you truly are. Something that even myself, I'm still learning about reclaiming myself is that it's not just a healing process. It's not a change. I'm not becoming someone new. Rather, stepping back into who I was always meant to be before the world got in the way and kind of told me who I should be and who I'm supposed to be, right? So it's unlearning, peeling back layers, taking off all the masks, and really stepping into who I am at the core. And it's hard. It's even like a grieving process. You are letting go these versions of yourself that no longer have a purpose, that are there purely for survival, that you kind of picked up in childhood with trauma and different things you experienced growing up. So it's, in a way, it's like it hurts. You're letting go these versions that you don't need anymore. It's hard. It can be difficult. It's about taking back the things that are you, reclaiming yourself, reclaiming your name, your identity, stepping into your true potential without everything else in the way, without shielding who you are for fear of rejection, letting go that need to be accepted. It's not just reclamation of yourself, but of everything that makes you you. Taking it back, what was lost, what was suppressed, what were you avoiding? It's reclaiming those as pieces of yourself. And when we do that, we get closer to who we truly are, right? It allows us to align the external with the internal truth. And I want to talk about it with you all today because this is something that I'm not a master at, okay? I'm still going through this. But I want to talk about what I've been learning because especially the last few days, some shit has came out, okay, guys? Some things have happened that has forced me to really examine and work on this reclamation of self with Lady Hecate. And that's what I'm at, and I'm learning so much about myself and what it means to reclaim who you are, and I just want to share it with you guys. But let's back up a little bit because reclamation actually happens in phases. It's not an overnight thing, and I want to talk about what those phases are because if you're going through this, you don't have to go through it alone. And I want to walk us all through so we can see where we're all kind of at, check in with each other, help each other out on this journey, okay? That's what I want to do anyways, build upon what Witch Talk already is. Phase 1, awakening, recognition, realizing there's a problem. You start wondering who you really are. You're recognizing that you're putting masks on. Phase 2, step 2, awareness. You become aware of the different masks that you wear. You become aware of the whys, why you put those on. The patterns. You recognize what your habits and patterns are to put those masks on. When do you put them on? Around who? Why? What memories or emotions come up for that? It's bringing awareness to the entire situation. Step 3 is acceptance, and this is actually where I'm at. It's accepting that you have those masks, that you are hiding yourself as a means of survival. Realizing that that is not you. That you can move on and it's okay to reclaim who you are. Accepting that while I once had to do that and felt like I had to do that, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to. I can make the choice to move on and reclaim who I am. And that's where I'm at currently. Now, I had been kind of going through these first couple phases for a while, but at least in the last 3 days, I entered the acceptance phase. Fully realizing the whys, the past trauma that's linked to it, the shadow aspects that are linked to it, and stepping into my truth and accepting it. So as of at least the last few days, I am now in this acceptance phase. Step 4, phase 4, empowerment and release. Letting go of all of those little pieces, fully stepping into who you are, asking for what you need, understanding and fully knowing that your desires, wants, and dreams are just as important as everybody else's. Reframing friendships, relationships, careers to match who you truly are. Some of us are living in these worlds totally made up by these alter personas, these masks that we wear. We're in careers we don't like just because society said that's where we should be. We're with partners that we really aren't that compatible with because our mom and dad approve. There's different aspects of our lives that we have shaped around who we are not. And we start breaking those away to step into fully who we are. That is letting go and fully empowering yourself to be who you are always meant to be. Step 5 is not a final step. It's not a destination, it's an ongoing process, and that is the full integration of who you are into your being. You are becoming you boldly, fearlessly, shamelessly, integrating everything, accepting. You're fully aware, you have healed and integrated that part of your shadow self. Not there yet. Can't wait till I can be, because the things I have learned about myself and how past traumas have linked into everything now. I can't tell you how much more peace and calm I feel realizing where I'm at in this journey alone, this aspect of shadow work. A lot of the things I experienced growing up as a child, let's see if I can sum this up. So, I grew up walking on eggshells. I was constantly in this state of adaptation, adjusting my mood, my clothing, my likes, desires, the conversation to suit the needs of other people so that I would not be a target for anger, for wrath, for shame, resentment, things like that. Constantly reading the energy of rooms and adjusting to put on whatever mask I needed in that time. I reached this point in my adult life where I couldn't tell you who I was on the inside. I don't know who I was outside of being a mom, a wife, a caregiver, because I'm so focused on the needs of others and adapting and wearing these masks and being what society wants me to be that I lost track of who I was. That was my wake-up call. I didn't know if I even remembered the things that I really enjoyed and liked at a certain point. It was depressive. It was making me angry. The anxiety, right, that goes with that. That was my wake-up call. And as I've been doing this journey, and like people who are on this journey with me will realize too, relationships, careers, things in your life will start to disintegrate, dissolve, and fall away, especially if it doesn't align with who you truly are. When you start accepting who you truly are and what you want out of life, the things that you kind of did to please others, as part of those masks you wear, right, no longer make sense for you to hold on to. You might be in a job you really hate just because your mom or dad said that that's the path you should pursue. You might be in a relationship with a particular type of man just because your friend group really approved of them. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm getting at? There are certain things in our life we end up doing based on those masks and the things that aren't even really us, that don't even really align with who we are at the core. And so I've been on this journey, and maybe some of you have too, and people have started falling away. I stopped answering people and friendships that weren't validating for me and returning effort and appreciation. I stopped seeking things that I just didn't want and didn't align with me anymore. And maybe some of you are on that path too, but you have to remember those things aligned with a version of you that wasn't even you. Okay? You're allowed to reclaim who you are and do things that better suit that version of you. And acceptance doesn't mean everything's going to be easy. It just means you're stopping, waiting for permission to take up space. And some people will hold on to these older versions. They don't understand the new you, and that's okay. You're not responsible for other people's comfort. You're responsible for your own authenticity. If this resonates with you, drop an emoji, because you don't have to do this journey alone. And tell me what phase you think you're in, because I'd love to keep this conversation going.